The dramatic achievements in space which occurred in recent weeks should have made clear to us all the impact of this adventure on the minds of men everywhere who are attempting to make a determination of which road they should take.
Hi, my name's Dr.Nima Rahmany, and you're about to experience the overview method, which is a practical, useful tool designed to help dissolve your stress, to melt away the resentment that's holding you back from levels of achievement and fulfillment that you never dreamed possible. Now, I want you to think of some of the stresses that are going on in your life, and I want you to understand that what you're about to experience is a tool that's going to help give you a new set of eyes that help you reappraise all of the challenges that are going on in your life. First, by starting off clearing the challenges from your past, making you have a new perception of them so that you don't see yourself as a victim anymore, but more so an empowered participant in your own healing, in your own journey towards self-actualization. Simply put, the overview method is a perspective for creative self-actualization and healing. You're about to experience the Overview Method Home Study course. Now, it's designed really as a seminar called the Overview Experience, and nothing you can do at home can replace the experience of being in a room full of people, going through the steps and the questions of the overview method, having me there to coach you, to guide you through, and to help you with some of the points of resistance. But today, what you're going to do is start the process, and I'm going to do the very best I can through the computer, helping you work through some of the challenging points of this tool and help you with some of the areas that you can get stuck on, areas of resistance, areas of challenge, because I'm going to ask you questions that are going to get you to look at your stress and the challenges that you've been through in your past from a completely different perspective. Sometimes the questions will throw you for a loop and confuse the absolute heck out of you. That's okay. Sometimes people will tell me that they've never actually heard or seen their stresses or their life from this perspective before. You'll say things like, wow, I never really looked at it that way. This is a common side effect. You have a specific set of beliefs and perceptions about what's happening in your life right now and what you've gone through in your past. And so the overview method allows you to go to a overview perspective, looking down, disconnecting yourself from an emotional attachment to the perceptions and everything that's happening around you, and getting you to get real, getting you to get authentic from a non-judgmental standpoint, suspending all judgment and looking at your life from a profoundly new, empowering way, taking yourself out of victimhood. And as a result, it's possible for you to experience levels of inspiration and gratitude that you haven't ever thought imaginable for those things that you once thought were tragic, traumatic, and challenging. Now, the best way to get the most out of this experience here through the computer is for you to sit down with your worksheet and follow along with each step as though you were in the seminar joining me. I want you also to write down some of the resistances that come up through each and every step, questions, so that if we have the opportunity to have a one-on-one Skype conversation, or if we meet in person and you have an opportunity to ask me, then I can help you through it, because I've done this hundreds of times for myself. I've taken hundreds of people through it, so I know what questions keep popping up. So whenever you're having a challenge with something, whenever you just can't see the other side, I want you to write down the resistances. And hopefully through this video product, you're going to be able to work through some of those resistances. And I'm going to help coach you through some of them, because I don't have the answers for you. There's no way I can give you the answers, because this is entirely based on your experience through life. But I do have the questions, a series of questions that are going to take you from stressed, feeling stuck, feeling a lack of purpose, a lack of inspiration or motivation for your life, to completely, within a few short minutes, to getting you to feel inspired and grateful, feeling that there was an order to all of the chaos, and knowing exactly what your next step you would love for it to be. That's the result of the overview method. So follow along, and each step, the first time you do this is the most difficult. I want you to look at this as an emotional yoga. So if you went to a yoga class and you've never done yoga before, the first time that you go is going to be very difficult. I mean, I know some people who've done hot yoga, they couldn't get through a class the first time. But it's a skill that when you keep practicing, it's like a yoga practice. When you practice, your emotional flexibility keeps expanding. Your resiliency keeps expanding. And to see the other side of traumatic and challenging events becomes easier as you go. So play along, do the very best you can, write down all the resistances, and keep going until you just can't really see anything except thank you. Now I want you to turn to the page that's entitled Rules of Engagement. This is probably the most important part of the overview method because I'm the first to admit the overview method is not for everyone. The overview method is for those conscious individuals who are ready to rise above their limited view of understanding of the situation of their own lives and are ready to see things from a perspective outside of their own. It takes a very strong individual. It takes a humble individual to do the overview method. It's a tall order for a lot of people. The overview method is the end of ego, and it takes somebody who is very willing to let go of their ego to be able to rise above. So you'll notice the rules of engagement are several different, it's an agreement between you and I that needs to be addressed. Each and every one of those 9 conditions needs to be agreed upon before we move forward. If you disagree with any of those, please close up your workbook and put it away because the overview method is not for you. The overview method also comes with a warning. I'm going to be calling upon certain memories and feelings that were painful and traumatic sometimes from your past. If you're not ready to go there, then the overview method is not for you. Because a lot of times the stresses that you're going through and the challenges and health problems even come from emotions that have been repressed and buried, places that you just don't want to go because it's too uncomfortable. The overview method is going to engage you to go there and to bring those feelings up. If this is not something you're prepared for, please do not continue. If you're willing to go past that level of discomfort, past the point of challenge and frustration and keep pushing through, I assure you that experience of freedom and that feeling of absolute gratitude, there's nothing like it. So please carefully read through the rules of engagement and most importantly, understand that if you're not willing to challenge your beliefs, then this method is not for you. But if you can agree with everything that's written, then let's move forward.